Hey class, I'm making this video because we have a weird schedule this week. We're meeting on Friday, and I know a couple of you have work conflicts, and if of you guys have conflicts, that's understandable because of the schedule shift. But we are doing a playtest session on Friday, so I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get feedback on their games and submit to our game jam. So I'm just going to make a quick video on submitting your Bitsy project to the game jam, since we won't be able to do that in class. If you are going to be on class on Friday, we are going to go over this then as well. So, you can ignore this video. But if you're not going to be there, you can follow the steps here and submit your project. And that way, when we have playtesting on Friday, people will be able to test your game. I'm going to leave the jam open until next Friday. We have a weird schedule. We're going to have class this Friday on October 24th, and then we're going to have another class shortly after next Monday on October 27th. So we're not going to have a lot of time in between classes. I'm going to leave the game jam open for another few days just to give people more time to test each other's games and get feedback on the games, since we have this kind of weird condensed schedule. Anyway, this process is very similar to uploading your Twine project on itch. So I'm not going to go over all of those steps because we've already covered them in class, and there's a video on the Twine project that you can refer to if you need to review, or if you haven't submitted your Twine project yet, you can still do that. But anyway, I'm just going to go through the process just to make sure everybody is on the same page. So what I'm going to do is I have a Bitsy project here. It's not the one that I was working on in class just because I'm on my home computer. But I just made a couple random changes just to make it clear that it's a different thing. And I'm going to upload it to the game jam. And real quick, just in case you're wondering, so if you are looking for some of the previous videos, remember that from our OpenLab page, if you go to class recordings, and you'll be able to find Publishing Twine game on itch.io. So if you want to review publishing on itch before you publish your game, you can do that here. But if you've done this before, you should be fine. It's a pretty similar process. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go over to Bitsy. I just started a new project here. I haven't really made any changes, but just for the sake of the example, I just changed the name of the game and I changed some of the colors. And so to publish this on itch, obviously you're gonna, finish your game and make your changes and stuff like that. Remember in the game section on Bitsy, so if you don't see that open, let me close some of these windows. If you don't see the game section open, if you go to tools and go to game, you can see the data for the game. So remember, the .bitsy file saves the data of the game. So if you want to, you work on it on a different computer, this is what you want to use. The .html file is how you can actually publish the game. So once you've got the game in a place where you want it, you can save the game using the HTML version. And this has the whole game wrapped up into the HTML file. So once you've downloaded it, if you go to your Finder, or if you're on Windows, go to File Explorer, you should have an HTML file. And this is all we need to be able to publish in itch. So if we want to look at this for a moment, I can open it in a text editor just to kind of show what it looks like. We'll see our data in there. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, you can see it's just a really basic HTML file. Most of it is actually your Bitsy data, and then there's a bunch of JavaScript that makes the game run. Don't really need to change anything in there. In fact, it's probably a good idea not to open that. What we need to do is just take this HTML file and upload it to our game jam. So I'm going to go back to the browser and go into itch.io. And so this is the page for the game jam. I put this on Brightspace. I added this Bitsy Jam link here. It's also on OpenLab under links. You can see the Bitsy Jam there. And I'll make an announcement with this video and have the link in there as well. So we want to join the jam. We're going to click Submit a Project. We're going to create a new project here. You can also, if you've already created a project, you can just select the project from here. This Bitsy game is from last year, so I'm going to upload a new game. So I'm going to call this Bitsy game example fall 2025. And I'm not going to go through this whole process just because we have covered this before. But the one thing that I want to do is upload my file. So I'm going to turn off payments. I'm going to go to upload files and just upload that HTML file. So once you have that here, that's going to work. The other thing is we want to make sure to change the kind of project from downloadable to HTML. So we're just going to do that real quick and then click this file be played in the browser. And then you can either do embed in page or launch full screen. With the Bitsy game, since it's kind of contained, embed in page might work a little bit better. I don't remember the size of the Bitsy game, but maybe we can see how that looks. So everything else I'm going to skip for now. I'm going to make this public. I'm going to say it's unlisted and then save and view page. Let's run the game. And so there we see how to publish a Bitsy game. And if I click on it and hit enter, I can play the game. So that's the basic process. Of course, if you make changes to the game after you get feedback, or if you just have ideas of things that you want to change, you can go to edit game and you can delete this file and upload a new one. And that's pretty much the basic process. So if you, again, this is just for people who aren't going to be there on Friday. If you need to upload your game before Friday so that it's available for people to play test, you can do that. So we're going to save this. And let's see. Let's go back to our game jam. So I'm going to go here, click here, and see if it was submitted. And so we can see, since I went through the submission process, you can see that it's submitted now. I didn't add an image. You should, take an image from Bitsy and add it on there. I'll probably go over that on Friday, but I want to keep this short. And if you created the game already and you just want to submit, you can submit from here. I don't see this on here, but it should show up. Anyway, that's the basic process. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This is just, again, for people who need to upload their project before Friday. Thank you.